The Truth About Male VTubers by Clips, aka Randon, aka Redacted from Hololive. If you know, you know. Now, I feel like a couple years ago, I'm talking years ago, maybe 2-3 years ago, I watched a video by this guy titled something very similarly, and it was about like a debuff that male VTubers have. How hard is it really to be a male VTuber? This was before I became a male VTuber. And I don't remember what he said exactly, but I feel like I disagreed with his stance. And I guess this is 2 days ago. Okay, it is new. I had to make sure real quick. And I guess this is his updated stance on it, or maybe it's something entirely different. I don't know, but I'm a male VTuber. I'm interested in the topic. Let's see what he has to say.
Male VTubers. Disgusting. Nah, I'm just kidding. A little while back, 3 years or so, I made a video talking about whether I thought that the male
this is the one. Yeah, 3 years ago. Damn, man, I'm in the way. You can see it though. 3 years ago.
VTuber debuff existed.
It does,
now,
by the way.
I've gained a lot of experiences of male VTubers since then. So it felt right to do a follow-up video on whether or not I've changed my mind. In that first video, I said that I thought that there was no male VTuber debuff at the beginner and mid levels of streaming, and possibly only a debuff at the very highest levels.
I strongly disagree. I do think being a male VTuber, you do have a debuff at every single level. However, it's maybe not the reason why people think, like, there isn't hatred for male VTubers more so than there is love for female VTubers. Case in point, saying female VTuber is weird AF to me. We don't do that. They're just VTubers. You know what I mean? Male VTubers are a sub-niche of a niche. So we're just not what someone expects or wants when they're looking for VTuber. Case in point, you go to Google, you type in VTuber right now, it's gonna be women. It's gonna be anime girls. You go on YouTube, you type in VTuber, it's gonna be women. It's gonna be anime girls. Now, is that also because there's just more anime girl VTubers than male VTubers? Yeah, but that's also what people are looking for. So I think the real debuff comes in because there is no buff, so to speak, to being a male VTuber. Now, there is a slight buff, I would say, to being a female VTuber. Once again, extremely weird to say, because you have something applied to you that others would actively search for. Case in point, people love to watch VTuber reactions. And when you type in VTuber reacts to blank, you're gonna get a bunch of normal VTubers. See, I just said normal. Normal VTubers. Even in my head, even in a male VTuber's head, a normal VTuber is a woman. You're gonna get female VTubers reacting to stuff because that's what people want. So if you are a female VTuber watching this and you title your video, female VTuber reacts to, or female VTuber learns, insert blank, you probably will get some decent SEO off that. You probably will get some decent traction off that. And if I title a video VTuber reacts to, and you know, I pop up in someone's search and they're used to seeing female VTubers, they're not gonna be quite happy seeing me, my floating little skull head over here. With that said, I do think I and this guy, Brandon, basically any male VTuber who doesn't have a stereotypical male VTuber look does have a slight buff when it comes to, say, normies. So not VTuber fans, but normies. I think a normie would be more open to clicking me mainly when I don't have rat ears on, but you know, we'll leave the rat ears on for the video. And a normie would be more down to click, this dude, he's an orc. We know what orcs are. Orcs are in, you know, all types of media throughout the end of time. But like an anime boy, a super pointy chin, pretty boy anime guy, that's going to be off-putting to a lot of people, normies and VTuber fans alike. Whereas, say, someone like me might be off-putting to only a very specific subset of VTuber fan. I'm mainly talking, you know, the K-pop fans, the guys and girls, I guess, who love the demon daddy voice guys. You know who I'm talking about. Chain smoke before hopping on the mic. Tie a rubber band on your bicep so that the veins on your forearm pop. Then take a picture of your hand and post it on Twitter. Like those types of dudes, I'd say they actually have somewhat of a built-in buff only for a very, very specific subset of the community. So their floor is higher, but their ceiling is lower. Like, I have the capacity to go to the moon. Hopefully I do one day. Randon has the capacity to go to the moon. Hopefully he does one day. But like a demon voiced daddy persona VTuber can only go so high. At least that's my belief, because I don't think a normie would ever, and I mean ever, give them the chance. Whereas they would give this guy the chance, they would give me the chance eventually. Not yet. There is still a lot of general hatred, or just maybe not hatred, but just being weirded out by VTubers, not fully understanding what they are, what they do. We're just normal. I'm just a normal streamer who did not want to dox myself. He's probably just a normal streamer who did not want to dox himself. And eventually, I believe we will come to that time, but it is not now. Male VTubers do have a debuff for now. All right, that was mad long. That might have just been longer than his entire video. I don't know. Play button.
I had that opinion because I noticed that there were many examples of femme VTubers that I thought were outstanding that underperformed. And although I didn't really state it out loud at the time, other examples of male VTubers that I thought had a following way bigger than what their entertainment value merited.
See, what he said right there, I do agree with that. I do think there are a lot of excellent female VTubers who should have way more views. And of course, there are male VTubers who I feel like have way too many views. But that just goes with any type of streaming. How good your content is doesn't really matter. And I'm not going to say it's all about who you know. Part of it is. But also, you got to market, dude. You could be the GOAT. You could literally be the greatest streamer of all time. If they don't find you, no one will ever know. So I don't think that's a good basis for deciding if there's a male VTuber debuff or not. If you think there's overrated male VTubers.
Basically, I saw underrated female VTubers and overrated male VTubers, and to me that meant that there was probably no male VTuber debuff. That was 2021 me. He's dead now. What do I think in 2024? I think that there is a debuff, but it's mostly a passive one, not some kind of evil conspiracy out to screw us over.
I don't think, listen, I know there's a lot of salty male VTubers like, oh man, I can't grow, I'll never grow, when, the women have it easier. I'm like that too sometimes. But I don't think anyone thinks it's an evil conspiracy out to screw anyone over. I think it's the basic fact of the matter that most VTuber fans are men. And most men who are into VTubers want to watch an anime girl. It's kind of going back to what I said in the beginning. I don't want to, reiterate myself too much and become redundant. But when you type in VTuber, you're looking for an anime girl. So the people who are VTuber fans, they became fans looking at anime girls. And as it stands right now, they're still looking for anime girls. So I don't think it's an evil conspiracy. I think it's just a straight up numbers game. What I will say that I do think is a little bit weird is the same dudes who will watch female VTubers and refuse to watch a male VTuber. Once again, if it's like the demon daddy boyfriend experience type of male VTuber and you don't want to watch them, that I 100% get. I understand why a guy would not be into that. But someone like Randon, or once again to glaze myself, someone like me, if you would choose not to watch either of us because we're simply male VTubers, but you also like normal men flesh streamers, which I think a very large percentage do. I think there's a very big overlap between men who watch female VTubers and normal flesh streamers. If those dudes refuse to watch male VTubers, and like I said, I think there's a decent chunk that do, that's when I think it's a little weird, champ, and I get a little bit salty. Give us a chance, bro. Flower.
Imagine that you had the ability to view perfect information about the current VTuber audience. Completely accurate stats about every single person in the world right now that watches VTuber content at least once a week. I'd be willing to bet $100 that the total audience tend to skew heavily towards male. Maybe about 70%.
70?
That audience.
I'd say 90. Do you think I'm off base with that, chat? What would you say? I would say it's 90%. And before I'd say 70, I'd go 80.
That the total audience tend to skew heavily towards male, maybe about 70%.
Say 80?
That audience was introduced to VTubing through various femme VTubers, Kizuna Ai, etc., etc.
I found Kizuna Ai through Fall Guys. 70s low, yeah, for sure.
This is the first thing that I've learned over the last...
Then again, he was once a Corpo Andy, so, perhaps his view is skewed. Nah, I don't know. I don't know why he shot that so low. I definitely think it's higher.
Last 3 years.
Because, like, going off myself, my percentages...
Very, very picky.
Like, in general, referring to... I was, like, mostly a gaming content creator, not a VTuber. But, like, most content creators skew very, very high male. Like, most Twitch viewers are just males, It is what it is. And YouTube, obviously there's going to be more females on YouTube just to the nature of YouTube and everything that's on there. But 70 def seems very low.
person hops on YouTube to watch your videos or your streams on topic A, it is almost impossible to get them to watch your video that you made about topic B. They only want A from you. Even if they like topic B, they've already got a guy for topic B. You're their
boy. Do I have experience with this one? Forget my male VTubing experience. So I have a channel, not the one you're watching this on now, but my main channel. I pivoted that so many times. Started off on Knockout City, then went to Rumbleverse. Those are two like niche competitive games. There's some crossover there, but trust me, bro, I had to climb out of algorithm hell to get from being the #1 KOC YouTuber to the #1 Rumbleverse YouTuber. And thankfully I did. Then after that, I went to being just, a general React Andy, watching random YouTube videos, and that was bad, dude. I'm talking like 30 views. From like 10K views a video down to 30 views a video. Eventually, like, I pulled it up to around like 2-ish K views a video. And then after that, I switched to reacting to anime. And then once again, death climb out. It's really, really, really hard to change a topic for a YouTube channel. It's extremely hard to do.
topic A YouTuber, and you're going to stay that way. The current VTuber audience as a whole heavily favors watching femme VTubers. That's why they got into the niche, and it's borderline impossible to get them to switch. But it's not because they hate dudes or something.
When he words it like that, it kind of makes more sense to me. But then again, I just view a VTuber. I just view a VTuber as a general streamer. So I don't know. I don't consider female VTubers a niche, so to speak, in that regard. Like, I would consider making content for Halo, content for Rumbleverse, content for Call of Duty, a specific niche. You know what I mean?
This is just a general quirk about viewers, content consumers. There's probably even a sizable chunk of VTuber fans that enjoy watching male streamers, but they prefer facecam streamers and not VTubers.
I was just saying this. And me, I'm salty. As a male VTuber, I'm salty about that. If you just outright hate VTubers, including female VTubers, okay, I get it, bro. You don't like the, virtual persona. You don't like that I'm not a fleshy person. You're mad that you can't see my hands moving when I'm speaking right now. You're mad that when I put my hand in front of my face, my model glitches out. I get it. That's okay. But if you watch the female VTubers and you refuse to watch the male VTubers, once again, the ones who act normal, I'm not talking about the ones who whisper to you and tell you to call them daddy, Randon or myself. If you refuse to watch them, that's when I think it's weird. If you're down to go watch a male streamer with the face cam, and I swear I do this almost every time there's a video about male VTubers, but let's go to Twitch, let's type in VTuber, and I promise you, the VTuber, the streamer with the VTuber tag at the top, the highest viewed male will be a flesh streamer. It won't even be a real male VTuber. Let's run the test. What do you think, chat? What are we gonna get? We haven't been wrong yet. Live channels, VTuber, send it. Who do we got? XQC. He doesn't count. Let's look for another flesh man. Double lift. I'm blocking him. Another flesh man. How low do we gotta go until we get a male VTuber here? Another flesh man. Another flesh man. We got 4. There it is. And then we got another one with this guy. I will say this. I do see one male VTuber. He is using a female model, though. Kind of a genius. Shout out Porcelain Mate.
And not VTubers for that. And there's nothing wrong with that. People shouldn't be judged about having preferences. Let people like what they like in peace. So we're
to an extent, let people like what they like in peace. To an extent, Randon. Let's not get crazy now. We should shame people for liking some stuff, okay?
Where does that leave us poor homeless VTubers in 2024? Real talk. If you come into VTubing with the intention of building a viewer base of people who already know and like VTubers, you're gonna have a bad time. I mean, think about it. That means your target audience is someone who already has a favorite VTuber. It's gonna take so much time and energy to convert them over to your camp, even if
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, because you could apply that to anything. Don't become an MMA YouTuber because they already have a favorite MMA YouTuber. Saturation will be saturation, but who cares? There's always room for another content creator, in my opinion. Some people will just hard focus one and only watch one, and that's okay. That's all right. But I definitely think there's room to be the next biggest VTuber. So this I disagree with, personally.
If you manage to do it, it won't feel good. At least it wouldn't feel good to me. The better mindset is to find someone out there who either has no idea what a VTuber is, or even someone who knows but dislikes VTubers.
You know what?
Make that
Let me listen to what you're saying.
person into your fan because you're just that entertaining. That way, that fan will be way, way, way more loyal than someone who's already out there in the VTuber.
I'm sorry I keep going on insane rants and pausing, but I guess that's good for reaction content. This really turned into a commentary video more than anything. I also happen to have experience with this. So like I was saying earlier, you see me, you see Randon. We're not the typical male VTuber. So because of that, a normie is more inclined to give us a chance. And I saw that a lot on my previous channel. There's like a ton of comments saying, oh, I hate VTubers, but you're cool. You're the only VTuber I like. I got a lot of those comments. Now, if I looked like Voxakuma, Kenji, insert any male VTuber, they probably would have never gave me a chance. But like, once again, you know, that is a double-edged sword. Because a normie, they still might hate me and not give me a chance, but a certain normie might give me a chance when they won't give Vox a chance. But Vox has all the K-pop fans who look at me and are like, nope, a little guy? No shot. I'm never watching him. It is what it is. Noggin and Randon on the same screen really makes me feel like I'm watching a cartoon. We're just cartoon fellas. We're not anime.
VTuber space is shopping around, right? It makes sense. Here's another piece of advice. Think of something that you're obsessed about, preferably one that doesn't already have a VTuber associated with it, and make funny, entertaining videos and streams about that topic. It could be a very replayable video game with a small but dedicated audience, some kind of hobby like woodworking, or a subgenre of hentai that people are super into for some reason, like moth girls.
He lost me on the hentai, but I have actually considered, once again, my name's NogginMovement, not on this channel, but on my original one and on Twitch, and I love boxing. I love combat sports. I toyed with the idea of making a channel dedicated to MMA. And as far as I know, there is no VTuber that covers MMA. And as far as I know, I'm pretty sure I'm probably, if not the most, one of the most knowledgeable VTubers when it comes to MMA. So I have considered making a channel centered around MMA. But if I'm being real with you guys, if I show up on an MMA YouTube channel looking like this, they are going to call me gay. And not the nice gay word, the other gay word. I've been around MMA fans for a very long time. I've been on the forum since the dawn of time. I'm telling you, it's not gonna go over well. I promise you that, okay? So like I was saying in the beginning of my little rant, eventually, there will be a time and a place where male VTubers, they're just normal streamers who don't want to get doxxed. But that is not now, okay? That's for damn sure. If I ever do make an MMA account, I'm gonna A, use my real face, or B, just use my voice. And none of you guys in here will know about it.
I don't know. The number one mistake that I see new VTubers make is copying the people in the big leagues. They did not get to their size by doing the thing that they're doing right now. Think of your...
I think a lot of them got to their size by being right place, right time. If you started early, you started peak COVID, you definitely got a big boost that you wouldn't have gotten if you started 2024, 2023, etc., etc.
Favorite VTuber and do a little digging, I bet you they did something very, very specific, like get into Grandmaster in Overwatch or...
Nah, you see, dude, I could go pull up like 7 VTubers who are Grandmaster in Overwatch and have 7 views right now. And ASMR, respectfully, this is still the cop-out to get a Twitch partner badge. I got mine by playing a game with drops, but if you want yours, go do some ASMR. So that still works. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it though, because, you know, ASMR viewers, they might not carry over to the type of content that you want to do later on, but you know.
ASMR or something else like that to get to where they are now. You look at them doing variety streaming right now, but variety streaming is a trap for growing streamers.
I can agree with this because, like I said, I used to have extremely good viewership, YouTube and Twitch. But it's because the game I was playing. I would just play one game. I would know life it. I was good at the game. People want to learn how to be good at the game, so they'd come watch me. And then the game dies, twice in my case, and all the viewership goes away. That sucks, but that's the reality of it. So if you are not gonna do variety, you need to be ready to just do one thing forever. And that might sound easy. It might sound doable, but brother, it is hell. Trust me.
Hell, even Germa started out making Team Fortress 2 videos. Ludwig was a Smash Brothers Andy, you know, stuff like that, and so on. I believe that you are an interesting person and that other people out there will find you interesting as well. Just play to your strengths and think about what you genuinely enjoy and obsess about. And
MMA.
I guarantee you that there are at least a couple million
Being
people
a male
out there
VTuber
that would love to hear you yap about it. Oh, one last thing. I said that the male VTuber debuff was mostly a passive one. mostly. I'm going to be honest with you. There is a tiny but intense group of people out there that seem to really hate male VTubers.
Oh boy. So he was in Hololive. So I know exactly what he's speaking about.
Hate on male VTubers more than they actually watch their favorite, which is kind of crazy to me. When I got into this space, I didn't even know that they existed.
Yeah,
I was just a fan.
See,
you know?
he didn't know. He was innocent. No one told him. Then he got into Hololive, Holostars, and brother, it gets crazy. If you ever as so much say you want to collab with the Hololive girls, they're coming for you. They're gonna find you. It's dangerous out there, dude. They are insane, those dudes.
From the OGs of the pre-streaming era to the big corpos of today, running into them gave me quite a shock because I don't really hang out in the community spaces of my hobbies. I just kind of enjoy it in a vacuum. Anyway, if you're a male VTuber and things are going pretty well, you will probably run into these people eventually. I do not think that these people represent VTuber fans. I would advise that you ignore them and you keep doing your best to entertain.
I agree with that. I think they are the biggest of the sickos. I wouldn't consider them the average VTuber fan. Listen, the average VTuber fan just doesn't want to watch you because they want to look at anime girls. These guys hate you because you are an anime boy. And in their head, you're going to date their anime girls somehow. And they go off the deep end.
For true fans, the ones that find you interesting. I do not think that
You
these
guys.
haters represent a
He's talking about
real
you guys.
male
Mwah.
VTuber debuff. They're just a potential stumbling block if you give them too much attention and create unnecessary drama for your community to worry about. So make your space a fun and exciting place and kick out the bad eggs. Don't even feel
So
bad about
true.
it. See it as
So
protecting your
true.
community. All right, that's my retrospective on male VTubers. Peace.
All right, W video from Randon and/or Clips. I enjoyed it. He let me go on a gigantic rant there. Let me sub to this dude. If you liked my video, consider dropping a like. Helps out the channel a lot. But yeah, I basically said everything I had to say. Had pets all around.